Croeso Pub to the PlayStation Indies PSN sale. It may not have the biggest AAA games around, but hey, the games in this sale are way cooler and have much more interesting ideas than most of the big AAA games. Indies are where the cool games are these days, and more importantly, they're way cheaper as well. So if you like finding cool new games to play and saving a lot of money along the way, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe. You're welcome here anytime. This sale ends on the 28th of May, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have Afterimage. It was released in 2023, so it's 2 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a cool looking game. And this version includes both the PS4 and PS5 versions as well, so you get both of them no matter which one you pick up, which is great. In this Metroidvania, years after a cataclysm nearly ends human civilization, an amnesiac girl awakens in the capital and must journey to recover her memories, save her mentor, and determine the fate of the new world. It features multiple endings and an orchestral soundtrack as well. So it's got some pretty good production values, and having multiple endings really makes you care about what's going to happen and gives you reasons to replay it as well, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm a big fan of Metroidvanias, and there's been a lot of them around since Hollow Knight came out. I mean, that was an amazing game, and it brought back a new golden age of Metroidvanias, which is really cool because they're a really cool genre, and they're one of the best around, especially if you're into games with exploration and RPG elements with a load of different abilities and really good combat, then they're a great genre for you. But hey, if you know that, then you'll be interested as I am. Now, the art style's pretty cool in this game, although it does have that kind of flash animation look to the animations, which I'm not personally a fan of. But hey, that's a me thing. If you don't mind it, and you're into Metroidvanias, then you should take a look at this game. It may not be one of the biggest ones released recently, but it's a really decent one, with a pretty cool art style, and it's got great reviews as well. Pretty much the only negatives I've seen about this game is that people who played a lot of Metroidvanias say that compared to some of the other ones, it's just not as good as them, which is fair comment. Not every game's going to be the best in the genre, so if you've played the better games in the genre, and you like the look of this one, then why not check it out? It's a pretty decent game, and if you're into this sort of thing, I think you'll really enjoy it. Why not check it out if you like the look of it? And hey, if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can get other ones cheaper than this, and even big AAA legendary ones as well, which are much better value and much better quality as well. So don't miss the videos in the future, and you won't miss them when they come on sale next. We have a point-and-click adventure next. Bear With Me: The Complete Collection. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for an interesting looking game, as this edition includes all episodes, and the DLC prequel, The Lost Robots, as well. So you're getting the full game with all of the content, and the prequel as well, which is a ton of content for this price, which is great. In this game, you get to play a film noir adventure filled with dark interrogations, sarcastic banter, and puzzles. This game was highly acclaimed and promised an emotional roller coaster that determines your protagonist's fate. Now, in general, I do like point-and-click adventures, but they're not for everyone. They're kinda like adventure puzzle games, but sometimes the logic of the puzzles can be a bit obtuse or frustrating. But the story's usually interesting, and the exploration's pretty fun. So if you're into those sorts of games, and you like the look of this one, then you should definitely check it out. The genre may not be for everyone, but this is a pretty different one compared to a lot of the other point-and-clicks, and I really like the story and theme of this one. So if you're interested, why not check it out? It looks like a really cool game for a really good price. And hey, if you've never played a point-and-click adventure before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good reviewed game at a really low price, with a ton of content included, so you can't ask for much more really. If you've always wanted to try this genre, or you just really like the look of this game, then why not pick it up and give it a chance? You might just find your new favourite game genre. Broken Pieces is our next game. It was released in 2022, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal. Just be aware that there's a PS4 and a PS5 version, but there's no upgrade, so whichever one you buy, you're stuck with. You'd have to buy both if you wanted both of them, which is lame, but at least you know about it, so make sure you pick up the right one you want. And if you want the PS5 version for some reason, but you don't have a PS5 at the moment, you can pick it up on the website or someone else's PlayStation 5. In this adventure game, a paranormal phenomenon separates Elise from her fiancé, and now she is alone in a post-Cold War coastal French town where she must investigate, solve puzzles, and fight the paranormal to solve the mystery and find a way back to her fiancé. Now, I've never heard anything about this game before, which is pretty surprising because it's reviewed really well and the customers that bought it really like it. And on top of that, it looks really cool. Kinda reminds me a bit of Resident Evil in the way that it plays, but also the story seems really interesting and it's got some interesting game mechanics with a cool story and some interesting enemies and bosses to fight. So if you're into adventure games and you're okay with the paranormal theming, it may be a bit too scary for some people, but I doubt it, most people should be fine. Then you might want to check this game out. It looks like a really cool adventure game with some horror elements to it, and I just really like the look of the story. It's different, it's not zombies or monsters for a change. It's nice to see something a bit different, and the paranormal theming's really cool, or I think so anyway. So if you like the look of this game, then why not check it out? I think it's a bit of a diamond in the rough, and my gut says it's a really good game, if you give it a chance. And hey, if you've never played an adventure game before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You can get much bigger AAA games for about the same price, or even smaller ones cheaper than this as well. So you have plenty more to choose from, and you're probably better off starting with one of them. But hey, if you really like this game, then go ahead and pick it up. But if not, don't worry, I'll let you know when the others are on sale in future videos. Now, I've been waiting for this next game to go on sale for ages. Call of the Sea. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £4.79, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal for a really good quality looking game. And this includes the PS4 and PS5 versions as well. So again, both of the versions, no matter which one you pick up. Now, just so you know, there is a VR version for this game, but it's only available on Meta, and I think Pico as well. So you can't get it on PSVR, unless they're going to port it, which I hope they do. I would buy it in an instant if they did. This puzzle adventure is set in 1934 South Pacific, where you follow the trail of your missing husband's expedition to a tropical island paradise, full of mystery and the remnants of a lost civilization, where you must follow the clues left behind to solve the mystery and find your missing husband and his expedition. Now, I've been watching this game forever. I really want it. I like puzzle adventure games, they're really fun for me, and this game is absolutely gorgeous. The graphics and the Paradise Island look absolutely beautiful, and it's a really good quality 3D puzzle adventure. A lot of puzzle adventures are 2D, and a lot of the 3D ones are usually pretty indie. But this one looks like it's got AAA high budget production values, which is great. So if you're a fan of puzzle adventures like me, definitely check this out. The story's really cool and interesting, and if you like this genre as much as me, I'm sure you'll be as interested as I am. So definitely check it out, if that's the case. I just wish they'd bring it to VR. I'd buy it in an instant. Exploring this island in VR would be amazing. The graphics are so cool for the game. It's a shame it's not on PSVR yet. And hey, if you've never played a puzzle adventure before, then you might be able to start here. It's a really good quality game, but it's not that cheap at the moment. I'm sure it'll be cheaper in the future, so you might want to wait a bit, or you do have other options that are cheaper than this, and even some of them will be a similar quality as well. So you do have plenty of options. If you're really into this game, you can pick it up now, but if not, wait a bit and I'm sure it'll be cheaper, or you can pick up other games in future videos instead. Colossus Down is our next game. It was released in 2021, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £3.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a pretty good deal for an odd looking game. In this beat 'em up, young Nika isn't happy with the world, so she does the obvious and builds a combat mecha to destroy everything that isn't cool in the world. It features a crazy story with a ton of humour, 18 levels to play, and 2-player local co-op as well, so it might be a cool game to play with a kid or a partner or friend. Now, this game's really not for me, but hey, the reviews are really good for it, and they seem to really like it. Now, the characters from this are from franchises I've never heard of, so I'm assuming it's some kids show that's way beyond my years. But hey, if you recognise these characters, and you're a fan of beat-em-ups, and you like the humour from it, then this is probably a really great game for you. It's not for me, but hey, this is a really cool game according to what everyone says, so I had to recommend it to you guys because it's at a pretty good deal. So hey, if you're into these characters, or you're just a fan of beat-em-ups, then you might want to check this out. From the reviews, the beat-em-up gameplay's not the best, so it's mainly carried by the humour and the characters, so if you're not familiar with them, you might want to skip this one. But hey, if you're into this, definitely check it out. You'll probably have a lot of fun with it if you're familiar with the characters. And hey, if you've never played a beat 'em up before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. If you're very into the characters, then yeah, go for it. I'm sure you'll have a great time. But if not, you can get much better quality beat 'em up games with much better gameplay for about the same price as well. So if you're more interested in that, then why not check out the videos in the future, and then you won't miss them when they're on sale next. I really love the look of this next game, Ghost of a Tale. It was released in 2019, so it's 6 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £2.99 or £1.99 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a really cool looking game. This stealth action game is set in a world run by rats, where you play as the mouse Tilo, who must escape from the dungeons of Dwindling Heights Keep and search for your lost love Mera. It features an awesome art style, RPG elements, and exploration as well. Now this game got rave reviews when it came out, but I don't think it was that well known or that popular in general, and I don't mean that it's bad, I just mean I don't think anybody knew it existed, and that's a crying shame because this game just screams quality to me, and my gut feeling says this game deserves way better than it's had and deserves to be more well known and well thought of in general. The graphics and art style are really cool, they look really good quality, and it has really good production value, and the characters are amazing. They're really cute and they're really well animated. It just looks like a really good quality game. You wouldn't believe this was made by a small studio. And it's from a pretty rare genre as well. You don't see a lot of stealth games around these days. So if you're into these sorts of things, then definitely take a look at this. It's a really high quality game, and if you're into it, then you'll have a lot of fun with this, especially if you like stealth games. So why not check it out? It might just be the best game you've played in ages. And hey, if you've never played a stealth action game before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality game for a really low price that's really intriguing to me. My gut feeling says you can't go far wrong. So if you've always been tempted by this genre, or you just really like the look of this game, then why not check it out? I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this game if you decide to pick it up. We have a Wild West game next, Hard West Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.59, which is a really great deal. Now I've looked around everywhere and I can't find exactly what is included in the Ultimate Edition, but there's no normal edition on sale, so I'm assuming it's just a better version of the base game that came out originally, because it doesn't mention DLC or anything, it just is the Ultimate Edition apparently. In this turn-based strategy, tragedy sends a man down a supernatural path where he must hunt down all those who wronged him and get his revenge. It features 8 story scenarios, 40 fights, and multiple endings as well, so it really rewards you if you like replaying games, see the different endings, and just play the game through a few more times if you enjoyed it the first time, which is great. Now, you don't see that many turn-based strategy games these days, and I'm a really big fan of that genre. They're really fun, and you can get really pulled into the games if they're really good quality. It really gets your mind thinking, and they're a lot of fun and very rewarding when you win the games, and especially if you do it without losing characters, or you know you've done a really good job outsmarting the enemy. They can be really rewarding when the games are done really well. So if you're a fan of strategy games and you like turn-based ones, and especially if you like the Wild West, then I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this game. It may not be for everyone, but if this is your sort of game, then you'll have a lot of fun with this. Especially at this price, you can't go far wrong really. Definitely take a look if you're into this sort of thing. And hey, if you've never played a turn-based strategy before, then you could definitely start here. It's a really good quality game for a really low price, so you can't ask for much more really. If you've always been interested in the genre, then why not pick it up? It's so cheap, you're not even wasting much money. If you end up hating it, it's barely cost you anything. So why not check it out if you're interested? You might just have a really great time and find your new favourite genre. Override 2 Super Mech League Ultraman Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the price of £3.29, which is really great, as the deluxe edition includes 4 Ultraman characters and a cosmetics pack as well, so you're getting the complete version of the game with some extra content and a really good franchise attached to it as well, which is great. That's a lot of value for money. In this fighter, you get to fight in the Super Mech League, aiming to be the best mech pilot in the universe. It features multiple match types, game modes, and offline and online 4-player multiplayer, so it's a really good game to play with your mates, or your family, or at parties as well, and you can even play it online, which is great, although it's been out a while now, so who knows how busy the servers are these days. Now, in the olden days on PS2, there was a really cool game called War of the Monsters, where you got to fight using giant monsters in cities. So think like King Kong vs Godzilla, but without the franchises attached, so it was all like, rip-off characters. But it was a really great game. This is basically that. You get to play a load of really cool giant characters and mechas from popular franchises without the licenses, so they're just inspired, I guess. But hey, they don't make these games anymore, literally at all really, and it's a shame because they're a lot of fun. So if you're into massive robots and machines and monsters fighting each other in giant cities and environments, then you'll have as much fun as it sounds. It's a really very extremely niche genre these days. I'm not even sure if there's another game like this around. But hey, it's a lot of fun. It was in the past, and it still is now. So if you're into a really cool, different fighter, why not check this one out? It's a great game at a great price, with a load of content included, and it's even got official Ultraman characters, which is rare and pretty cool. So if you're into this sort of thing, then why not check it out? I'm sure if you give it a chance, you'll have a lot of fun with this. Especially with some friends, you can't go far wrong. And hey, if you've never played a fighter before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend starting here. It's a really good game with a load of content and a really good price, but it is very different compared to most fighters. It's sort of a subgenre within it, and it's quite rare. But hey, if you really like the look of it, go for it. It's a really great deal. But if you're not so sure about the theming or the idea of it, then you're probably better off starting with one of the other fighters instead. And you can get plenty of AAA ones for about the same price as this as well. So just keep up with the videos, and then you won't miss your other options when they're on sale next. We have a survival horror game next, Remothered Broken Porcelain. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £2.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal. And just so you know, the first game of this series, Remothered Tormented Fathers, is also on sale for a 90% discount, the price of £2.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen that as well. So if you haven't played the first one, or you want to pick up both, you might want to check that out as well. It's a really great deal. In this survival horror, the truths of the Ashman Inn are intertwined with mysteries and guarded by powerful hunters, trapped in time and within the inn. Surviving this adventure will take more than quick reactions, with every decision you make deciding your own fate. Now, this game does have mixed reviews. The first game was rave reviewed and was really well regarded. People really loved the first one and they had a really good time with it. But for the sequel, they did expand the game a bit and made it a bit more complicated and tried to up the production values a bit. And that was a bit of a hit and miss according to the reviews. A lot of people really liked the game, but some people have said the first game's better and just that the second game's not as good as the first in general. But hey, nobody said it's an outright bad game. They just said it's not as good as the first if you played that one. So if you're into this genre and you played the first one, if you keep your hopes realistic, then you'll probably have a good time with this game. It may not be the best game around, but it's not the worst either, and if you're into this series, then you might really enjoy it. But hey, if you're not sure about it, start with the first one, which is supposed to be amazing, and then if you really liked it, you can always look at this one in the future if you're not sure. But hey, check this one out if you've played the first, or you just like survival games and horror, check out both of them. They're a really well thought of series in general. And hey, if you never played a survival horror game before, then I wouldn't recommend starting here. You could start with the first game if you wanted to, that might be a good place, or you could start with some other games instead. You can get bigger AAA ones for not too much more than this, so you might want to start with them instead, especially as some of them can be legendary game series as well. But hey, if you like the look of the first one, then pick that one up. Otherwise, keep up with the videos, and then you won't miss the other games when they're on sale in the future. We have a VR game next, Shadow Legend VR. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £4.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for a VR game of this quality. This VR RPG requires Move controllers, which is really great, because for this sort of game, you really should have them in VR, otherwise what's the point in having a VR version at all? But if you don't have them, you can't play them, and it's not on PSVR 2, so you need a PSVR 1 to play it as well. This game was built exclusively for VR, where you get to immerse yourself within the medieval realm of Anaria as you play the Crusader Grand Master at a time when the gods of the realm are at war. You get to explore the world, finding treasures and solving puzzles, while utilizing swords, bows, and magic weapons to defeat skilled enemies and bosses. It features a lot of world interactions, such as playing fetch with your dog, weapon maintenance, smelting in a furnace, cooking, and many more as well. So the world's pretty interactive in general, which is really cool for VR. The more you can interact with, the more immersive it is, and just generally the more fun it is, which is great. Now, you know by now I'm a big fan of VR, and there's not a lot of RPGs in VR, and most of them are like pretty small games, or online ones which I'm not really interested in. But hey, this is a full single-player narrative-driven one, and it's a really good quality game. It's one of the best options you have on the PSVR 1. So if you're into RPGs and you've got a PSVR 1, definitely check this out. Especially if you're into medieval fantasy stuff, you'll have a lot of fun with this. It's one of the best games around for this sort of thing, so definitely check it out if you're interested. And hey, if you've never played a VR RPG before, then you could definitely start here. You don't have a lot of options, and apart from this, Skyrim VR is pretty much your only other big option. But hey, this one is cheaper, and it is a bit different in theming, if only a little. So if you've always wanted to try a VR RPG, then why not try this one? It's a good quality game at a really good price, so you can't go far wrong really. Why not check it out if you like the look of it? We have yet another Metroidvania next, Sundered Eldritch Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 8 years old, and is on an 85% discount for the low price of £2.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a fantastic deal, as this edition adds local 4-player co-op, new areas, and a new boss as well. And it's not on sale very often. It used to be ages ago, but I haven't seen it on a good sale in forever, so this is a really good deal. It's been ages since I recommended it. In this beautiful hand-drawn game, you must resist or embrace ancient eldritch powers at the cost of your humanity, while confronting hordes of terrifying Lovecraftian monsters and gigantic bosses in an ever-changing cavernous world. Now, seriously, look up a trailer for this game because the graphics are absolutely unbelievably amazing. They're hand-drawn, but they've got that art style of the old 80s stroke 90s animated movies, and it's absolutely beautiful. Think Don Bluth, Land Before Time, that sort of stuff. The animation and the art style are absolutely unbelievable. They're phenomenal. And on top of that, it's got rave reviews for being an amazing game. Critics love it, the players love it. It's just a really well-reviewed game. It's astronomically highly rated. So if you're a fan of Metroidvanias and you've never heard or played this game before, like me, then you should definitely be checking this game out. I'm really tempted to pick it up myself. It's an absolutely awesome, good quality Metroidvania game for a really low price, with extra content included. What more do you want? If you like Metroidvanias and you haven't played this, just pick it up. It'll probably be the best game you've played in ages. And hey, if you've never played a Metroidvania before, then you could definitely start here. It's a massively popular game with amazing graphics and just screams quality in general. If you've never tried this genre and you like the look of this one, definitely pick it up. You'll have a great time and you might even find your new favourite genre as well. We have another VR game next, Surgeon Simulator Experience Reality. It was released in 2016, so it's 9 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £3.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it for non-PS Plus members, which is really good because you shouldn't have to pay more just because you don't have PS Plus. This is a VR surgeon simulation game where Move controllers are compatible, so you don't need them to play it, but realistically if you don't have them, you're missing out a lot. This game's so much fun with the controllers, you really want the Move controllers. And it's only for PSVR 1 as well, so if you've got a PSVR 2, you can't play it. In this game, you get to play through fun and funny surgery operations in comical situations. Ever wanted to do surgery in the back of a speeding ambulance? No problem. What about surgery in the dark? We got you. All the fun, none of the ethical consequences. Now, I've got this game myself and I've played it, and it's a real laugh. It's a lot of fun. I'm not saying you're going to be playing it forever and keep coming back and back, but what it's really good for is having a laugh and also for showing your friends VR, because you don't walk around in it or move at all. You just stood next to your patient and you do the operations, and it's a lot of fun. It's not like you have a scalpel and staples and that sort of thing. You have fun stuff like axes, claw hammers, buzz saws, lasers, all sorts of cool stuff, and you basically do operations any way you can. As long as you get it done, it doesn't matter. It's a lot of fun. Trust me, cracking a rib cage with a hammer and just throwing the bits of the organs you don't need across the room before you stick the new kidney in, it's a laugh. It's not the most simulation of simulation games, but I can't emphasize enough how much fun it is. If you've got a dark sense of humor and you want something that everyone can try in VR, why not take a look at this? It's a bit of fun, but it's a real good bit of fun. So why not check it out if you like the look of it? It's just funny, trust me. And hey, if you've never played a VR surgeon sim before, because there isn't any others I don't think, then you could start here. As long as you've got a dark sense of humour and you're here for fun and you're not looking for an accurate simulation of surgery, then you'll have a great time. It's a lot of fun. Just don't forget to slap the patient. It'll make you laugh, I promise. Up next is my star by The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Complete Trilogy. It was released in 2020, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £3.69, which is phenomenal, as this trilogy includes The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 1, 2, and 3, and the second game includes the Hunt DLC as well. So you're getting the complete version of all of the games in one good package, which is great. What more do you want? In these isometric RPGs, you get to play as Van Helsing as you fight to save Borgovia again and again from the hordes of monsters, armies of weird science, and legions of the supernatural. It features customizable skills and abilities, item forging, and 4-player online co-op as well. So if you're looking for a game to play with your mates, this might be a really cool one. If you and your mates pick it up together, you'll have 3 full games to play together online, which is really good value, and it might keep you busy for a long time. It's just a shame there's no local multiplayer, because back in the day these sorts of games had that, and it was a lot of fun, so I'm kind of disappointed they didn't include that. But these days you don't see a lot of isometric RPGs anymore. That's kind of old school these days, and it's a shame because it's a lot of fun. I mean, you do have Baldur's Gate and Diablo, which just come out, but in general there's not a massive amount of those games around these days, not compared to what they used to be. But hey, if you're into that genre and you're a fan of Van Helsing, this is an amazing deal. You're getting 3 full games that are all really good quality for such a low price. You can't go far wrong, really. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's well worth your time and money, I promise. And hey, if you've never played an isometric RPG before, then you could start here if you wanted to, as long as you're okay with buying 3 games, because obviously if you're not into them, then that's a lot of games you're never going to play. But on the bright side, they're as cheap as 1 game, so it swings and roundabouts. If you're tempted, definitely check it out. Like I said, it's my star buy. It's a really great deal. And the final game I have for you is Valley. It was released in 2016, so it's 9 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £1.79, which is a really great deal, especially for a really interesting looking game. In this adventure, hidden deep within the Rocky Mountains, you find the Leaf Suit that allows you to run and jump vast distances. You must use this suit along with new abilities to command life and death to explore the valley and uncover its mysteries. Now, I was really interested in this game myself, and I picked it up a while back, but I haven't played it yet. In general, I'm a big fan of adventure games, and I like puzzle games as well. Now, this is more of an adventure with a cool story, and it gives me a bit of Fallout vibes with the little animated graphics and little man that explains the leaf suit to you. So they clearly got inspired by a number of different games and genres, but in general, it's got really good reviews, and people seem to really like this game. So if you're a fan of adventures like I am, this looks like a really cool game to me. The story's intriguing, and the life and death aspect of giving it and taking it fascinates me. I think it's a cool game mechanic, and this is why you buy indie games, for really cool games with different ideas and really cool mechanics. So if you like the sound of it as much as I do, why not check it out? At this price, you can't go far wrong. And hey, if you've never played an adventure game before, then you could definitely start here. If you've always been interested in this genre, or if you're really intrigued by this game's story, then why not check it out? I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. And that's all the games I have for the PlayStation Indies PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your comments below and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you found some really cool games to play, but more importantly, I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.